All right, guys. So the next lesson is going to be about content creation and the strategy you should adapt whenever you're starting to make content or even if you're making content already. So with that said, let's get right into this. So here is what we are going to cover today. So first of all, I'm going to explain types of content for Facebook, right? I'm going to explain posts, videos, stories, and reels. Next up, I'm gonna show you how to craft engaging and shareable posts, simple and specific actionable steps that I'll give you. Then I'll show you how to actually write captions in the best ways possible and how to choose visuals. And then I'm gonna show you the content calendar creation and efficient scheduling. Now, warning, as usual, this is the most important video in the entire course. So watch the entire video, please. Don't skip, don't fast forward. It's not worth it. You need to listen, focus, and everything on every single thing I say because you, as a student, want to get as much out of this course as possible. And pro tip, as always, watch the video in 2x speed if you want to save your time. So, introduction to content on Facebook. So, first of all, Facebook is one of the easiest ways to connect with your audience and build relationships. Your posts need to stand out to grab attention and keep people interested. Content on Facebook works best when it's simple, engaging, and valuable to your audience. Now, everybody says you need to have valuable and simple content, and today I'm going to elaborate on that. So don't worry about that. No generic advice. You'll also learn the types of content Facebook offers and how to craft posts that get noticed and shared by your specific audience. So, with that said, let's get right into it. So, types of content for Facebook. So, first of all, we have posts, right? Which are basically like basic text updates, photos, or links. So, for example, a local bakery posts a picture of freshly baked cinnamon rolls with the caption "Made fresh every morning. Who's craving one right now?" Videos. You use videos to explain something or tell a story. Videos are a great way to give value specifically when you're doing step-by-step tutorials, right? So like 3 steps to write an email that converts. 3 steps to write highly engaging and highly converting Facebook ads in under 5 minutes. Like stuff like that, like quickly digestible content. Example, a gym shares a 30-second workout tip video. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Showing 3 easy stretches you can do at your desk. Stories, short temporary posts that disappear after 24 hours. Majority of you are probably aware of stories, right? Example, a boutique posts a story showing behind the scenes prep for their new product launch. And reels, short creative videos, which are basically same as videos, but they're designed to follow trends and to deliver quick messages, right? So, for example, a coffee shop shares a reel showing how they make latte art in under 20 seconds. And live videos, obviously, you can connect with your audience live to respond to specific questions. So, for example, a beauty brand does a live demo of their newest skincare product, or if you're launching an info product, for example, that's the way as well. So, how to craft engaging and shareable posts. So, first of all, that's most important, keep it simple. Focus on one clear message per post. No overloading with information. People are more confused than ever nowadays, and the simpler you get, the better the result is going to be. So, instead of saying a restaurant offers the best pasta, pizza, and salads with fresh ingredients and amazing flavors, right? Craving pasta, ours is made fresh daily. Come try it. This time with 20% discount, right? Simple posts, Nothing complicated, right? Second of all, use eye-catching visuals. Posts with photos or videos grab attention faster than plain text. And now, right here, I will simply tell you, like, you have to have at least pictures. Like, if you really want to write only text posts only, you really got to drop value bombs. Like, it's got to be really good, right? So, for example, great sale today. If you just have it with text, that doesn't make sense. But if you have a colorful photo with 50% off sign in your store window, that's, a different level, right? The next thing you got to do is add a call to action, aka the CTA, and this basically guides your audience on what to do next. Now, the simpler your call to action is, the better, okay? Because again, if you make it complicated, people will be confused. And like, imagine people are scrolling every single day through Facebook and they see millions of posts. And like, if your post is confusing, how do you expect them to stop on your specific post because you're just a random stranger to them and think about your message and what you try to, say to them? Like, the post has to hit so hard, they'll be like, oh, this is interesting. Let me try this. And one of the best ways to do is by having a clear call to action, right? Click the link to order now, tag a friend who needs this. Super simple, to the point, right? And number four, know your audience. We already covered this, right? You need to do the research. Speak to their needs, interests, or problems, right? And also be consistent. Post regularly so your audience knows when to expect new updates. And also, like, if you post regularly, you just gain a natural respect in front of your audience, which like should be your ultimate number one best ever goal, right? So the best way to do that is by sticking to a schedule. And now, if you watched, and I hope you watched the previous lessons, I've said that Facebook allows you to schedule your posts. And this is like the best way to do it. Just imagine, you're sitting, on a Friday evening, you gotta do some work and you've got 2 hours of spare time. So you simply, plan out the content for the next week. And you basically create all the content week ahead. You schedule it on Facebook and you don't have to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry is then again creating the content the next Friday. Very simple, very effective. I do it. You should do it as well. So, examples of great Facebook posts. Now, I'm not going to go over the internet, like showing you specific posts, but I'm going to give you basic guidelines, right? Because I feel like that's the best thing. And then, based on my information, put your own spin on it. Be original, don't be like everybody else. So, first thing, relatable posts. Share a story or moment your audience will connect with. I feel like personal stories, especially when they're yours and your audience can sense this is actually your story and it's not just a story generated by AI, for example, right? It will resonate and it will create bond, which is what you're ultimately looking for, right? So, next thing you need to do is educational posts, right? If you teach something helpful your audience doesn't know, then that's great. And here's the deal. I'm saying teach something helpful your audience does not know. I'm not saying teach something helpful because there's a major difference, right? If you teach something helpful that your audience knows, it's like, just imagine you're full of food, right? You know, you've sat in the best restaurant and like you're just full and you just want to go sleep because you're tired and like, you need to digest all this food. If somebody else came to you offering you the best burger from like Gordon Ramsay, it wouldn't make sense. Like, you would reject it, even though his burger was like the best burger in the world. If you don't crave it, you don't like you will not accept it, and people in that same way, they will not read your posts, right? Because let's face it, you need to give them what they are looking for. And this is where research, like deep research, comes into play, right? Now, engagement posts. Super simple. Ask questions to encourage comments or shares. Promotional posts. Highlight discounts or limited time offers. Now, when you're giving discounts and limited time offers, make sure you justify why you're giving them in the first place. If you just randomly give discounts every single day, you're going to lose trust immediately, right? It has to have some kind of system in it, right? And celebration posts. Celebrate milestones with your audience, right? Again, sharing that personal stuff. Now, tips for beginners. You need to experiment with content types. So try everything because you're not going to, nobody knows what your audience craves until you try it, right? Like you can you can assume, but assumptions almost never go well, right? Also, use Facebook Insights, which we already went over in the previous lessons. Focus on value. That's what I've said right now. Post what your audience will find helpful, entertaining, or inspiring. Don't give them something they already have full belly of, right? Stay positive. Happy, uplifting posts get shared more than negative ones. Now, here's the caveat to it. If you want to gather attention, people will respond to negative ones more, right? However, if you want to build greater relationships and like great, reputation of your brand, you should be, sharing something positive, right? Because who wants to listen to someone who always, cries and like is unsatisfied with their life? The negativity, like there's not enough of positivity, right? And most important thing, engage back, reply to comment and messages to build stronger connections, to make your audience feel like you're actually a real person and not just some bot behind, Facebook. Now, let's go over the best practices for creating content. So, for captions, first of all, you need to keep it short. You have to use fewer words so people can read quickly and understand right away. Use a friendly tone. That's very important. Don't write like a robot. People will engage in what feels like a human. Unfortunately, majority of companies speak like robots. So the fine line between like being professional and talking conversationally is simply have your grammar in check, like have your grammar perfect, but talk like you're talking to a friend, right? And also add a call to action, right? Always tell them specifically what they should do. And also highlight value, right? Like always, every single post has never brag about yourself, right? Majority of your posts just need to be about your audience. People love feeling heard and understood. And use emojis wisely. Just don't overload with emojis. It looks like a gimmick and doesn't feel right. So yes. Now, best practices for choosing visuals. So key points. First of all, have high quality images, right? Clear, bright pictures, catch the eye. Super simple. Use Canva. iPhones are cheap today. They make insane photos. Get a good phone if you don't have, right? It's worth it. It's worth it. Use photos that fit your message, right? So just show something that supports your posts. Keep it consistent. Use the same style or color theme across your image. That's very important. Like a lot of good companies do that. A lot of bad companies don't. You just have to have like three colors that you pick. Like that's up to you. And then from here, you've got to like do you see like these creators on Instagram or Facebook and they have like like blue background with like purple neons and like light and like This is their background all the time. And if they're not like in this background, they they basically they at least have like black shirt, right? Or stuff like this. This is what you need to do. You need to have consistency within your visuals. And simple graphics. Don't make it confusing. Same way, the same thing that applies to text also applies for visuals, right? And like I've said, test, test, test. Now, content calendar creation. So, why is this important? Super simple. You imagine you're running a business and you have 20 other, 20 other things to go for, right? And just imagine like you cannot just randomly post. Like it has to be structured, right? So you need to plan ahead, right? You simply want to write down what to post over next week or month. Now, if you ask me, right, let me just quickly reach to my notebook. This is my simple, notepad, um, you know, with all the notes for my business, right? I have, if I just show you, let me just quickly make this bigger. Um, I just have my notepad with all the tasks, and I honestly prefer like a physical version because nowadays everything is just digital, and I like the feel of the physical thing. It lets you be more focused, right? Keep track of important dates, right? Mark holidays or special events to inspire creative posts, right? Valentine's Day sales, back to school deals, Black Friday, stuff like that. Yeah, spread out different content types. This is what we've already been talking about. And also stay flexible, right? If something big happens in your industry, adjust your calendar. Like if you see there's some trend, like juice it out as much as possible, right? Like be smart, right? Like adapt sometimes. Don't be like a robot, right? And use a simple template. So a basic spreadsheet, calendar app, or like I've said, the physical notepad, right? Now, how to be efficient when it comes down to scheduling. So find your best times to post. And you do this simply by checking when your followers are most active, which, by the way, we covered in the previous lesson. Use scheduling tools, right? So automate your posts so they go live at the right time, right? Tools like Meta Business Suite or third-party apps. And I've already shown you, you can schedule your post very, very simply in the Meta Business Suite, right? If I go over here, we're in the Business Suite right now. And if I just go here and if you go to Planner, right, you can just create post. And then what you can do just quickly over here, if you see the scheduling options, you will set the date and time. Very, very simple, right? And then you can simply schedule your post whenever you want, right? And you just, write some random text and you click schedule. Super simple, very efficient. Highly recommend you to do that. And next thing, you need to batch your work, right? So set aside time once a week to create and schedule multiple posts. And then you review and adjust. After a few weeks, see which posts did well and tweak your plan. And most important thing, all the social media platforms highly like award is that is consistency, right? You need to post on a regular basis to help people know when to expect your content. And yeah. So wrapping it up, key points. Captions and visuals are the main ingredients for Facebook engagement. Short, clear captions help people see your message right away. Eye-catching visuals make your posts stand out in a busy news feed, right? Like just be simple and be consistent. A content calendar keeps your ideas organized and your posts on track because I'm telling you from my own experience, majority of people are not consistent. And when you are going to be consistent, Facebook and the algorithm is going to see it and it's going to push your content in front of more people, right? And smart scheduling ensures you reach your audience at the perfect time. All right, guys. So in this lesson, we covered everything that revolves around content creation and the strategy that's needed in order to succeed with content on your Facebook marketing journey. We have covered, types of posts, how to actually craft good and shareable posts. I have also, touched on how to actually write efficiently when it comes down to, Facebook post captions or Facebook posts in general. And last but not least, I have covered, how to schedule your content effectively. So, with that being said, I'm very excited for the next lesson because in the next lesson, we are going to go through the entire Facebook Ads Manager, and this is going to be one of the juiciest lessons by far in this entire course, and I'm so pumped to present everything to you. So see you guys soon.